Do you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? If you're watching this, probably not. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. If you have any questions, comment down below, and I'll try to answer them. Alright, so the next part we're going to talk about is different pieces. This is the core, and it's going to be the pieces in the middle of everything. The edge piece has two colors. This is a corner piece. It always has three colors. Now, where do these pieces go? So the edge piece goes between is two colors. Blue, this edge, blue, and it also has white. So it goes right there between those. So when it is solved, it goes between the two centers that has its colors. The corners have three colors. So it goes between the three centers. Now that is all the pieces that we're going to talk about. So let's get started. Now that you hopefully got a better understanding of what I mean when I say, let's put this edge piece into here, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, hopefully. So let's get started. The first step we're going to be doing is making this flower. So let's start off with the first case that you can get. It being solved, a white edge piece up here by the yellow center. Next, there will be maybe a white edge in the middle here, in the middle layer. What we're going to do is just move it up. But if we move it up now, that moves this white piece back here. So we're going to move the top layer, so there's an empty slot right above it, and move it in. Now if there's one on the bottom, what we can do is just do it twice. But now if it's something like this, that's just going to move that out of there. And we don't want that. So make sure there's an empty slot above it, and move it up. If it is flipped underneath here. So now if you put an empty slot above it, and move it up, it'd be wrong. So what we can do is move it once, and now that's up here, and then make an empty slot above it, and put it up. So, and we're ready to go to the next step. Next, what we're going to do is take it from the yellow center up here, with the flower, and make it cross down here. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And now, remember that these edges will be lined with the center. Alright, so here we have the daisy. Now just pick any random piece, or go with this one in front. Now don't just bring it down to here. You're going to want to go and bring it over to its center according to color. And then once you have that, you're going to bring it down. So now between these edge pieces, as we talked earlier, are between these two centers. Now this one's already aligned, so we're going to do that. Then this one, let's bring over to here. And now this one goes to the final slot. And there you should have your cross done, and make sure the edges are solved with the center. So now let's go on to the next step. Alright, so now the next step is to solve this whole layer. So this is how it's going to look when it's solved, and everything is matched to its center by color. Alright, so let's get started. First, what we're going to do is just look for white pieces that go in here. So right here's one. What we're going to do is look at its other colors, orange and green. So it's going to go between white, orange, and green. So we're going to move it right above it. Now what we're going to do is pretend the white's not there and look at the other side piece, not on top, beside it. It's green. So we're going to face the green and make sure it's matched up like that. So you don't want to do this. Do this. Then what we're going to do is insert it. And now we're going to use a simple algorithm. Now you're going to see some letters up here. You don't have to follow it, but eventually, if you want to keep cubing and learn more, you should learn cube notation. But you don't have to learn cube notation, but if you want to, you can. It makes it easier.
For some reason during this video I didn't do the last upper move for the right and left algorithms during the first two layers. I don't know why I did it, but make sure during the last step that you always complete that last move.
Alright, so first we're going to go up, and we're going to push it over into there to match this up, and bring it down. Now it depends which side you're going to do it on, it depends which moves you're going to do. So for the right side, you're going to use that algorithm. For the left side, you're going to do the opposite, basically. Now we're going to look for another piece. Here's another white piece. And we're going to go above its slots and centers. Now if we're facing this way still, white doesn't match up with red. So we're going to rotate. Green matches with green. So we're going to use the left algorithm now. Up, over, and down. Match it with that and put it down. With the left hand, right here's one, and it matches with blue. So we're going to go up, over, down. Now the next case is if it's with white on top. It's not on one of the sides, it's on top. You're just going to face whichever way you want. Usually I use my dominant hand, which would be right hand. So I'm going to use the right one, but you can also use the left. Up, over, down, over. Just do that 3 times till it's solved. Now what happens if it's down here? What you're going to do is just bring it up with the algorithm. Up, over, down, over. Now you're going to continue from there with the other cases. In this case, it's matching with that. So we're just going to keep doing that. Alright, so next we're going to solve the second layer. So this is how it's going to look. Alright, so let's start with the simple case. Alright, so you got this edge on top and this in here. So what we're going to do is match the edge to its center, like that. And this top color is green. So it's going to go right between here. We're going to push it away from that. And then from this angle, so if it matches here, you're going to face like this, push it away, and then we're going to take the corner out with this simple algorithm. Up, over, down, over. Now we're going to face the green, and then using your left hand, up, over, down, over. Alright, so now there's this piece, matching with green, and then it has orange, which should go here, between here. We're going to push it over and do the algorithm, and then insert it again with the left hand. So next case is already solved. That case is solved then. This case is flipped in its place. So what we're going to do, if any way you want, is take it out and then just insert the corner. Don't worry about the edge. And then what we're going to do is match the edge up right here, and it goes right here. We're going to push it away from that, move this corner out, and then insert it again. Another case is where you're trying to find this piece, but it's here. So in this case, if you have the edge on top and you can solve it, you can just solve it, and then you can do this slot. So basically just take it out and then move it in. But if the slot that has the piece that you want and the edge that you're trying to find to put in here is somewhere else, you can either go onto this slot, or you can just take it out, insert the corner again, and you got that, then it's matching here, push it away, take the corner out, insert it again, and then we can go on. Alright, so the next step is going to be solving the yellow cross. Alright, so the first case you can have is where there's no edges up, it's just the yellow center. What you're going to do is do this front, and then you're going to do the right hand algorithm. Up, over, down, over. And then you're going to restore the front. And then next, you should have an L shape. You can go then front, right hand algorithm, then do that. And there you have a line. Make sure it's this way, not this way. Then you can do the algorithm again. Then you have the yellow cross. But also, if you have a dot case, an easier way is to do that. The front, the right hand algorithm. Then you have an L. Instead of putting it here and doing it here, and then instead of doing this one move, do this move for the 2 layers. And then just do the same algorithm, then restore it. Then there you have the cross. But yeah, if you have a line, like I said before, just do the same as long as it's facing this way and not this way. But then you should have the cross. Alright, so now we're going to solve the yellow piece's edges to go with the center. So we're going to first start off with the case where 2 are solved that are opposite each other. These aren't solved. What you're going to do is just from anywhere, do this algorithm. It's going to be part of what we learned, but yet modified a little bit. Up, over, down. Instead of going over again, go over this way. Then up, back, move this pair back into here, and then down. Now, what you should do, what you should have, is 2 edges solved right next to each other. That's what you want. These 2 aren't solved. These 2 are. Now, hold these 2 in the back. So there's one right here, and then one in the back. Move this pair up. Watch this pair, and move it back. Now just keep an eye on this pair, and move it back here. That should help you to learn. Then you got to adjust this. But now, all these edges are solved. Now, if there's no edges matching to the center, you can only get one at a time. Just do the algorithm from anywhere. The next step is to get the corners between the centers that are supposed to be. So this one, blue, blue, orange, orange, yellow, yellow. Between these two solved edge pieces then too. So let's get into it. The first case you can have is where there is none in their centers between their slots that they're supposed to be. And make sure this time that always the edges are aligned with the centers. Alright, so now we're going to do another algorithm. So it'll be easiest if you watch these two front pairs. What you're going to do is this simple algorithm. It'll be easiest if you watch these two front pairs. You're going to bring this pair up and push it away. You're going to bring this pair up and push that away. And now this will be aligned. You're going to bring that down, align this, and bring it down, and then make sure the edges are going in the right places. Now this is solved. None of the mouths are in the right spot. So we're going to move this, don't turn this, rotate. So this is at the left side. This pair goes up, goes away. This pair goes up, goes away. Now this is matched, so it's going to come down, then match this pair, and bring it down, and then align. Alright, so if that doesn't work, make sure this is still at the left side, and do the algorithm again. Just keep doing it until the edges all the corners are solved. So now we're going to just finish doing all the corners. And then it'll be solved. We're so close. Alright, so now this should be your cube right now. So what you're going to do is put this yellow cross to the bottom. Now during this step, do not move the cube like this. Just only these kind of moves. So we're going to go to where one is not solved, and we're going to do the algorithm that we learned earlier. The right hand algorithm. Up, over, down, over. And just keep doing this algorithm until it's solved. And make sure you always complete this last move. But now don't rotate to the next one. Move the bottom layer. This one's solved. This one's not. Do the algorithm. Now there'll be different how many pieces to solve. So some you might have to do all 4, some only 2, and all of a sudden line these last, and there you solved it. If you have any questions, comment down below, and thanks for watching.